if you really want to do this, I'm telling you right now, you need to cut off all your friends, cut off social media, cut off this, cut off that. Like, you need to be devoted. You need to be serious in it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Elizabethan era. In today's video, I'm going to be continuing from part 1, and I'm going to be telling you guys my story about my transition from medicine to business. So if you haven't caught up on the first video, you should probably pause this one and come back to it and watch that video. So in that video, I pretty much just told you the beginning process of how I went about changing from medicine to business. And I told you guys like an introduction about my childhood and the type of person that I am and how devoted towards medicine that I was before I had finalized and made my switch. So if you are up to date, then you know that we are at the part of the story where it's now June of 2017. Okay. By the way, if you have not subscribed, you should probably hit the subscribe button, like, comment down below. Let me know if you guys like videos like this, if you like series and story times, if you like advice and insight and stuff like that. But overall, these videos are just here to help you guys and help someone out there that is possibly going through a transition of their life. So yeah, let's get to the story. Millennials of Dallas, like networking, youth type of event. I'm thinking in my head, networking, youth, millennials. Oh, that's me. Me and my friend had showed up. We had like our business cards. We were dressed like professional, all that stuff. They had it at a bar. I'm thinking, you know, happy hour. This is going to be like just setting the mood, but everyone's going to be like, here's my business card. Like, let's network. That's what I'm thinking this is. Oh, no. And I was like, okay, bet. Like, I'm ready. Like, I'm about it. Like, for sure. Like, I've already started studying all this stuff. I had my business cards. They were really impressed. Like, wow, you're very, prepared. In other words, me and my friend that had gone, we were the only 2 college students, like current college students there. Everyone was legit 26 and up. Let that sink in. Everyone in that room was 26 and up, and we were 20. And so they were like, whoa, you're so mature, you're so ready, like you're doing everything correctly, this is what you're supposed to do. I wish I was like, you know, as devoted as y'all, you know, whenever I was, you know, in your age group and stuff like that. And I was just like, really? Like, okay, like, thanks. Like, maybe I'm on the right track. Like, if you're already a doctor and you're saying like props to me, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be a doctor. And so they're just giving me all this advice. Another one, she was telling me that she is currently an anesthesiologist, and she just started working like back in Texas because she had gone out of state, and she moved back like with her mom and stuff. Pretty much her perspective was like, her mom was looking at her just like today, being all like, is that what you're gonna wear out the house? Like, you need to go to this event looking for a man. You know, there's gonna be other like accountants, bakers, finance men, like businessmen, other doctors. Like, you need to, is that what you're wearing? Like, you need to dress up. Like, you're getting older. Like, she was in her 30s at this point. And I was just like, wow, like that's real though, because what people don't tell you is when you graduate from undergrad, you can, like, you still have the chance of going back to your parents' house and living with them and all that stuff. But not just at that point, but when you're now done with medical school and like medicine and you want to get yourself back on your feet, because there's going to be a lot of loans that pile up. And she was just giving me the real, like, I'm still living with my mom and it's a struggle, and like I haven't had the time to find a relationship and all that stuff. And I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I don't want to be 30 and like kind of in that stage. Like, it's great. You poured your heart and soul into medicine. That's what you wanted to do. But if everything else in your life is not necessarily fulfilled, it's like this, like your job, like your career is your life, but you still want to be so secure and whole within yourself that, yeah, your job is your life and other things aren't, you know, working out, but like God is fulfilling you. And based on the information she was giving me, she didn't seem like she was like really happy about, you know, where she was at in life. It's like, yeah, I'm an anesthesiologist, but now at this point, I'm an anesthesiologist, I'm an African-American woman, and I'm around my 30s. So most of the men that I meet are going to be intimidated. And I was just like, wow, that's real. Like, I was literally getting relationship advice, career advice, lifestyle advice, all in one from, you know, taking the opportunity to go to this networking event. And so we're just talking, relating, all that stuff. And I told them like, okay, well, I'm currently in between decisions of pre-med and business. So my mindset right now is that I want to go to college, and this is at the time, I wanted to switch my major into business so that I don't have to, I wanted to switch my major into something else, but it wasn't going to be business wholeheartedly. And then I wanted to duplicate, like, get my MBA while I was in med school, because they were telling me, like, hey, we had some colleagues that got their MBA so that while they were currently in med school, they were working like an actual salary job. And so they're paying off their loans for med school as they're in med school. And they were like, yeah, this is the best advice. Like, if you see yourself owning your own business and wanting to have that knowledge and that background towards business, like, I'm so here for it. This is what you need to do. These are like who you need to connect with. And I was like, okay, bet. So I can have like my cake and eat it too. In other words, I can be business and I could be medical and stuff. And they're like, yeah, I wish I would have done that, because by now I would have paid off all my loans, or by now, you know, I would have started another business by now. And so I was just like, wow, this is really good information that I would not have known for myself had it been I did not meet with y'all. So now here's like the real tea that prompted me to change. I was talking with one of my friends, one of my really good friends in Lamade. We're literally like the same person. How do I say this? We both ran against each other in high school, and we both ran track in college. I went to UNT, she went to UCLA. It was like a woo, like wow, like we're the same person. We both want to be doctors, we're both Nigerian, and then we both get injured around the same time. And she had changed her major before me, and she was just giving me advice. It was one of those, like, when you reach out to a close friend and you're like, hey, we haven't talked in a while, what's up? And they're telling you like, yeah, like I'm doing well, this is this and that, this is what I'm discovering about myself. And you're just like, wow, I'm literally going through this, but I've been so mute about it. I haven't told anyone, and so I feel like I'm going through it alone. And she was like, no, like, girl, I got you, like I can help you. And so she's just giving me all this insight, giving me all this advice, telling me what resources to use, like networks, opportunities, all that stuff. And one thing that really stuck with me is that her, oh gosh, oh, it looks good. One thing that really stuck with me was that her biggest advice was, do not be closed-minded. And I'm not just saying towards ideas and stuff, but given the fact that she moved out of Texas to California, like that even opened up her mind, that opened up her network space. The resources at UCLA is like phenomenal. And so just connecting with different people, hearing about different positions she didn't know existed. And so she's like, yeah, this is like what I want to do now. And we, as I told y'all before, are like the same type of person. And so she was like, I see, you know, you doing this as well. I can see you enjoying it, having fun. And I was like, where do I start? I don't even know what to do. How, why, like, I'm surprised that you are switching. I thought you wanted to be a doctor this whole time. I wanted to be a doctor. We was both gonna be like Dr. Gang, like all of that. And so I'm being more open-minded. I'm listening to what she has to say. I'm soaking it all in. I'm taking it all in. And she was just telling me like, you need to start your LinkedIn now. When I tell you, I did not have a LinkedIn at all. She was like, you need to start your LinkedIn now. You need to start utilizing your social media more so towards marketing. Like, you need to find the purpose behind it. You need to cut off distractions. You need to really focus on you. Like, you're about to go into senior year. You need to go to your advising office and you need to talk to them about how you want to change your major and what your overall plan is. And they better have a plan for you, kind of thing. And so it's one of those, like, your peers can definitely also be like a mentor figure. To me, mentoring is when you obtain knowledge or advice from someone who has more knowledge than you. It has nothing to do with age, anything like that. And in this case, this was someone who is my peer, like we are each other's mates and stuff, and she's giving me all this advice, and she genuinely has, like, you know, my best interest at heart. And she was just telling me all this stuff, and she was like, you need to like do this and do that, and like I'm gonna send you this person's number, like I'll walk you through it, we could study case studies together, all that stuff. And I was just like, wow, like that's when you know you got a real friend. So yeah, shout out to you, Alameda. Love you. But overall, that was what I needed, because as I told you guys before, let's just push it back. I was going from prepping my mind to be a doctor for literally majority of my life, since 5th grade up to now this point where I'm going into my senior year. It's now summer, and now I'm getting all this mixed reviews about these job positions that when I was in 5th grade, they didn't even exist at that time. You know, like, I feel like life is all about creating opportunities. Life is all about creating positions. There's going to be a lot of positions that we are not aware of now, but give it 10, 15 years, this position is going to be created, it's going to be open, and that may be the new wave. It's not always going to be your traditional doctor, lawyer, engineer. This is not for you to play with. He's literally trying to eat my hair. Ah, Rosie, come get your dog. But I already went to that networking event. I already talked with my friend, and I've made up my mind that, hey, let me go to the advisor now. So I go to my advisor in the summer, and I was taking summer classes, so I was already in Denton. And so it was nothing to go up to my school literally like 5 times in 2 weeks. So I go back and forth, and I'm talking to them like, hey, this is my plan. This is what I want to do, etc., etc. I talked with one of my advisors. She's actually the pre-health advisor, Dr. Beck. And she was just listening to me. And at the end of the story, when I told her, like, this is where my headspace is at, this is what I want to do now, I'm no longer going to be pre-med, and what advice do you have for me? Like, which advisor should I talk to now? Because I've known you literally since freshman year, and you've helped me so much. And she was just like, let me just say, and she didn't really say it like that, but she was like, let me just say, this is the happiest I've seen you. I've heard you. Most of the times when you come to my office, like, I know that you're capable. And you definitely have, like, the willpower and the want and the drive towards it. But this is the happiest that I've seen you. And I was just like, wow. She's like, yeah, like, your personality is really coming out right now. And I was like, oh, thanks. And so she gave me a lot of guidance, like, who I should talk to next. So I set up another meeting, and it was more like a group meeting or whatever with integrative studies. And so integrative studies ended up being the major that I finished with in college. So I ended up getting my degree in integrative studies. It was a bachelor's of arts. And what integrative studies is a 3-in-1. And so my 3 focuses ended up being business, biology, and biochemistry. And so this helped me to not have to major in business. I was now able to go towards business without having to be a business major. And a lot of my advisors were explaining to me, it's all about how you market it, your elevator pitch. It's all about what you're going to say is more so what you're planning on doing with your major. Because there's so many different things you could do with integrative studies. There's not like a strict one path guide towards like, oh, this is what you're supposed to say. Like, most people when they're bio, they either want to be a teacher, research, or pre-med. And they want to go into some type of healthcare. And so it's kind of like, you know what you're getting into when you explain like, oh, you know, I'm pre-med and stuff. But with integrative studies, that's not the case. And so they're giving me different... Come on. You don't want to behave, clearly. Come on. Come on, now you want to act shy. Now you want to act shy. You was over here trying to get my attention. So this is Roman. You guys met him in the first video. He's here again, so I guess I'll hold him now because he's literally trying to eat my hair. And he keeps like hitting my back like he wants to be played with. But then when I put him in front of the camera, little boy want to act like he's resistant. Like, here he is. He's so shy now. Oh, now you quiet. Now you quiet. Okay, yeah, so can we get through the story? Can we get through the story, Roman? Let us get through the story. Oh, you like that? Now you trying to act asleep? Okay, so back to the story.